Hey, what's up? This is Hunter with Tortoise and Hare Software, and today we're going to be talking about the PRESTO landing page copywriting framework, which is an in-house framework that we've developed at Tortoise and Hare Software to help do B2B lead generation type landing pages. And today we're going to be talking specifically about the pain section of that framework. So if you're not familiar with the framework, go check it out on our blog. We've also got some videos out there. Maybe get familiar with the framework overall, but this particular video will be talking about just the pain section and creating high quality pain sections. So let's hop right in. Alright, so let's first kind of start off and talk about the elements of a the pain section. So the pain section is kind of really the above the fold experience, and you're really I've really found that people tend to buy on pain rather than potential. So they have problems they want to solve rather than we could do this because that might result in a positive outcome. People don't generally buy on potential, we could potentially make more money, or we could potentially reduce our risk, or whatever it is. They generally buy more consistently when they have a specific problem that is causing them a specific pain. Or you could also think about this as purpose, what is their purpose for visiting the page. I think pain is probably a better way to think about it though. But you really want to nail that quickly and be able to communicate that quickly. This, there's kind of a few elements to a good sort of pain section. The first is going to be the headline. The second is going to be kind of a sub-headline or just a little bit of a supporting blurb, and then a primary call to action. And then one thing I've been really doing is also kind of including a little bit of a social proof element above the fold, typically below this hero section. And that can look, a couple of different ways. This has been kind of a two-column, approach. And I thought this one looked really nice, so I wanted to kind of start, with this one first. But you can also do a centered sort of approach, and this is the one I tend to favor. I usually tend to favor the two-column approach when I want to include a lead magnet or a call to action above the fold, but this one also looks good with a little bit of a branding element with the picture here. So again, kind of single column centered, with a little bit of a social proof element. This is zoomed in, so it's so big. And then or you can do kind of a two-column, with another social proof element. So these are kind of two different ways you could implement it. These are really the most common ways, the pain section is implemented. And then now let's talk a little bit more about the copywriting specifically. So the pain section, I really like to do, a lot of the landing pages I'm building are dual purpose landing pages for both SEO and Google Ads. So there is a keyword element to it, and H1s are extremely important for SEO and Google Ads and putting kind of keywords in them. And let's kind of talk quickly about a more what I would say is more a tier 1 sort of implementation of this. So this is what you're going to see more commonly. Or actually, this is probably more of a tier 1. This is just managed IT services, so it's straight to the point and is very keyword focused. So this is kind of stage 1. This is what a lot of people do, and this is what you'll see on a lot of SEO focused sort of websites. Not to throw anybody under the bus here, but this is I think what you can do, where you can do a little bit better. So this one's just keyword. Kind of the next step up from that is really kind of the keyword plus the intended audience. So managed data backup solutions is really, managed data backup is kind of the keyword. Built for small business is kind of who it's for. So like we've immediately established that the pain point or the purpose of them visiting the page, and kind of told them who the audience is. So if you're a small business owner who's looking for a managed data backup solution, this will resonate with you pretty well. And then you kind of got the sub headline here. A lot of different ways you can do this. I prefer more of like the quick hitter stuff like this, with maybe a couple of reinforcing things. But this should really synergize with the, just be like a reinforcement of whatever the headline is. And then kind of the tier 3 is really more stuff like this. Computer support services that keep small businesses moving. Cloud computing services for optimizing IT performance. Control-Alt-Delete your cybersecurity danger. Like if you can have like a more focused on the outcome, and this one isn't even perfect, but like these sort of headlines are going to convert better than stuff that's more keyword focused. This one gets a little bit of a ding because of it. It's not as keyword optimized as it could be, but it gets a really like plus for the kind of outcome focus, because people again care about their problems and their pain points, and rather than specifically like who they are and like the keyword focus. So this one might get a little bit of a minus for like the SEO and Google Ads as far as like playing the keyword game sort of thing, but it's just like makes up for that with the outcome focus, and then it is just like a very memorable sort of like thing, and is very like puts the outcome in a very tangible manner. So this one is really solid. This one is another great one. Cloud computing services. This one does it kind of all, as far as like it's got the keyword in it and the outcome. You want to optimize your IT performance and cost management and stuff like that. Helping them leverage Azure's scalable computing power and Microsoft's 365 collaborative tools to enhance your IT performance, resilience, and agility. So love this one. This one is great. This is another great one. IT consulting services to help your business become more efficient and productive. Keyword focus, outcome focused, digestible, looks really nice. Good sub headline here: eliminate IT roadblocks with expert IT consulting services designed to streamline operations and maximize productivity. This is probably among the best on this website. And I highly encourage you to really obsess about like the headline and the sub headline, because realistically you have about a screen and a half to capture people's attention. One thing that we could do on this website, and this is really something that I need a little bit more client input on, but like include some reviews or logo cloud or social proof elements like right here. Again, like a review slider or a logo cloud is a good kind of like social proof element to like enhance this. And then this is the Tortoise and Hare website, and I went and used AI to generate between 20 and 40 headlines a piece off of like a baseline. I might say like conversion rate optimization services, and then ask ChatGPT to generate 20 to 40 headlines. And then I was looking through headlines and then adjusting and tweaking and asking for 10 more and things like that to try and really get these like headlines nailed down. And I did this across a lot of the key pages on the Tortoise and Hare website, and it absolutely like impacted conversion rates positively. Page speed optimization services, for, I could even put like 4 here for load time so fast they can race a blink. This is really like that sort of like copy that like gives people the warm and fuzzies a little bit. And I don't love the background picture, could update that, but landing page development services for when first impressions matter. Again, don't love the photo, could update that, but like the copy is really good as far as like it's outcome focused, it's keyword focused, things like that. And then a lot of people don't have as much trouble with like the sub headline portion, because they can, so lead generation optimized landing pages to support your business's online advertising and SEO efforts. So this is just a place that a lot of people miss, is like really thinking about these headlines and then being both keyword focused and outcome focused. Again, a lot of people are going to go with either kind of like a tier 1 thing here where it's just keyword focused, or kind of a tier 2 thing here where it's like managed data backup solutions built for small business. And these are okay, but this isn't really the type of stuff that's going to send your marketing into overdrive and really like increase your conversion rates to the point that a lot of people crave that they are, because it's just a little bit too impersonal. It doesn't inspire people. And like marketing is as much about communicating your ideas and things like that as much as it, but it's also important to communicate feelings. And this just doesn't really inspire any feelings. Where like something like this just like there's like a marketing or branding element, and it's just like inspires a little bit more feeling, and is like more conversational and like puts things in like terms that people are more familiar with. So hopefully that was a good explanation, and yeah, we can also kind of like look at the Presto sort of AI models that I built. All right, let's walk through a quick demo of how to like kind of build some of these headlines in practice. So let's just say we're a local IT company in Winnipeg, Canada, and we wanted to use the Presto AI model, GPT. If you're a Tortoise and Hare software client, this has been provided to you. If not, you can probably hack it without using this, just running through a regular old ChatGPT chat. But I'm going to start off with let's write some pain headlines for a local IT support company with the keyword managed IT services, Winnipeg. Give me 20 ideas that play off that keyword. Make sure to use the keyword managed IT services Winnipeg. All right, let's just do Winnipeg, or just managed IT services in the headline. Let's just say don't use the word Winnipeg in there for now. So like managed IT services to protect your productivity. I like that one. Managed IT services that keep your business moving forward. A little vague. Managed IT services that save you time, money, and stress. Not too bad. That eliminate costly downtime. And this is kind of where it comes down to what is your branding? What are you really trying to communicate? How well do you know your customers? What they're saying in sales conversations, things like that. You can also say, let's kind of move those to the front, because usually from an SEO standpoint, you want the keyword at the front of the headline. So yeah, and then just running through this like ideation exercise, because it's just really hard to come up with like a winner on just like writing it on your own, just like whipping out a headline, one and done sort of deal. So like I definitely encourage you to go through this like ideation exercise, and see if you can find something that's quality, and then like you can kind of tune the model or like ChatGPT to like tell it to focus on a specific sort of problem or specific type of messaging. Say something like, let's just say let's focus more on proactive management. Okay, I like this one. Managed IT services that solve problems before they disrupt your day. Managed IT services to detect and fix issues before you notice them. So let's just say this one. And then you can do something like go with option 1 and generate 20 sub-headline ideas that play off that headline. Okay, I'm going to stop it real quick and say don't use M dashes. So it's giving you some sub-headline ideas. I'll zoom in a little bit here, just maybe so that's more readable. But you can kind of like run through these sub-headlines and pick out one that makes sense for your branding and your like kind of strategy and what you want to do. And then it's just way easier to copy those and paste these after you've kind of done the copywriting into your landing page and go from there. So hopefully that helps. All right, hope that was helpful. Again, this video focused really on the pain section, which is the part of the Presto landing page copywriting framework, and really talked you through how to build like those good above the fold experiences and the good kind of like pain sections of that Presto framework. And we'll talk about some of the other sections of the framework in future videos, but hope this was helpful. I'll link the Presto blog post, which is kind of one of the central hubs for finding all the other resources, in the video description below. And if you have any comments or questions, drop those in the comments for the video as well. And if you did like this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And once again, I'm Hunter Nelson with Tortoise and Hare Software, and thanks for watching.